Hello students, today I am going to explain fourth chapter of class ninth Beehive, that is a truly beautiful mind. So before starting the chapter, I would like to tell you something about the Albert Einstein. Actually, this is the chapter is all about Albert Einstein. Okay, so this chapter is about an all-time genius Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists of the world. We get to know how a slow learner child goes on to win the world's greatest award, Nobel Prize, for his wonderful discoveries and invention in physics. We also get a peep into his life, his struggles in education and personal life, and then his rise to fame and glory. Deeply shaken at the destructive powers of nuclear energy, he proposed for the formation of the world government and worked for the development of peace and democracy till he died in 1955. He is remembered even today as a world citizen. Okay, so that was about Albert Einstein. Now I'm going to start explaining the chapter paragraph wise so that you can understand the chapter completely and you can write the answer betterly. So Albert Einstein was born on 14 March 1879 in the German city of Ulm, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed much too large. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. So the youngster played by himself. So Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879 in the German city of Ulm. Though he looked like a normal looking child, his mother thought differently about him. She considered him abnormal because his head was too big. He began to speak very late, and when he spoke, he repeated each word twice. The other children made fun of him, so he used to play all alone. The word freak means here abnormal. Okay. Much of time he especially loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja, he is said to have said, "Fine, what were her wheels?" He loved to play with mechanical toys. Looking at her newborn sister Maja, he would ask, "Where are her wheels?" A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession would matter because he will never make a success at anything. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. But Albert Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein family had moved when he was 15 months old, and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentation and often clashed with his teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled there that he left the school for good. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So the explanation of this paragraph is, a headmaster once told Einstein's father that Albert Einstein would never get success in his life. His mother suggested him when he was 6 years old, to learn play violin. Later, he became a gifted amateur violinist throughout the life. He went to high school in Munich. He was a good student. He scored good marks in all subjects. but he did not like the strict discipline of the school. He often got clashed with his teachers. So he felt left the school at the age of 15. After long discussion, he agreed to continue his study in Switzerland, not in Munich. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. And after finishing school, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with walrus mustache. So, Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics. After passing high school, he joined Zurich University. There he got interested in a fellow student, Maleva Marek. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Maleva Marek, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young sharp had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love, later survived, in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." He joined Zurich University. There he got interested in a fellow student, Maleva Marek. Okay, he found an ally in her. She was a young sharp and was very intelligent. She had come to Switzerland because the University of Zurich was one of the few universities where women could get study. They fell in love and later they got married in 1903. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a technical assistant, gave private lessons, finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bonn. While he was supposed to be assisting other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. Albert graduated in 1900 at the age of 21. He was unemployed. He worked as a technical assistant and in 1902 he got the job of technical expert in a patent office in Bonn. His job was to assess the other people's discoveries. He was secretly developing his own ideas. He called his desk at the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they came together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. From this followed the world's most famous formula which described the relationship between mass and energy. Published his famous paper in 1905 on a special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unrevealing. Albert had wanted to marry Maleva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. She thought Maleva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. She was also bothered by Maleva's intelligence. "She is a book like you," his mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons, but a few years later the marriage faltered. Maleva, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambitions and becoming an unhappy housewife. After years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. So explanation of this paragraph is Einstein's private life was undergoing difficulties. He wanted to marry Maleva, but his mother always objected. She thought her to be too old for him, and she was 3 years older. The mother was also bothered by her intelligence and called her a book. Finally, Einstein and Maleva got married in January 1903. They had two sons, but their marriage did not last long. The couple got divorced in 1919 and Einstein married his cousin the same year. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame in 1915. He had published his general theory of relativity, which proved a new interpretation of gravity. An eclipse of the sun in 1990 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honor and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the praise. He published his theory in papers 1905 on a special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which proved a new interpretation of gravity. Einstein has correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed star would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. Einstein received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921. He was showered with honor and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fusion in Berlin had American physicists in uproar. Many of them had fled from fascism just as Einstein had. And now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So when the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. At the urging of colleagues, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on August 2, 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territories. His words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. At the urging of the colleagues, Einstein wrote a letter to American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on August 2, 1939, in which he warned President against the danger of atomic bomb. His words influenced Roosevelt. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact, but over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to arms buildup and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. Einstein was actually deeply shaken by extent of the destruction. This time he wrote a longer letter to the United Nations. In it he proposed the formation of a world government. Einstein got even more involved in politics, using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. Okay, so that's all about the chapter. I hope you understand the chapter properly. Now you read the chapter once again and find out the question of answer of the chapter.